and welcome to my channel. I am Kenneth, the artist behind Kenneth's Art Adventure, and today I am going to show you how to mix your own pouring medium. I have two ways to mix my own pouring medium, which depends on what kind of result I want. So I'm going to show you both, and I'm going to start with how to mix your pouring medium with pouring medium. This is Ateliers pouring medium. I personally find it too thick. I have to use too much water and I don't like the results from it. So what I do, I use it to mix my own pouring medium. As you can see, I've already used almost a whole box. It's about 10% left here. And I'm going to mix this with wood glue and water and a little bit of gloss varnish to get that glossy effect, which I like so much. This fits with some of my paintings if I want them glossy. It makes just this really beautiful results. I know very many artists are swearing to Liquitex pouring medium. I personally don't like it. I don't like the result of it, so I mostly use these two. I will also show you how I make pouring medium with wood glue and floetrol, because I also like the results of that. I've tried floetrol on its own, but I'm not really happy with the results. I don't like it when it dries. The perks of using wood glue is it dries blank or transparent, so you won't ruin the colors. And yeah, I really like it like this. Of course, what you prefer is up to you. I'll just show you how I do it. So let's get on with it. I'm sorry for my English. I am a Norwegian. I live in the islands of Lofoten in Norway, and even though I know how to speak English, it might be, my pronouncement might not be really perfect, but I'll try my best. I hope you understand. I hope you will enjoy this video. So what I first do is obviously I will remove the cap. I will reuse this bottle, and when I've used up all the self-made pouring medium, I will still reuse this bottle. Here in Lofoten, we are really environmentally concerned. So I try to reuse my plastic, and also the wood glue bottles I will use for pre-mixed paints. Anyway, so this is 75 centiliters. I'm sorry again for my bad English. It might become better as I speak. Or 750 milliliters. I will use 3 of these because this is 4 liters and it will be about 60%. We already have 10% with the pouring medium by Atelier. And I will use 3 of these boxes. So here it goes. I'm just going to start pour it in. Try to really get it in there, everything. It might take a while, and I might cut this part out, as you might get the idea behind it. So and also maybe I will cut out the part where my English is so bad. I'm so embarrassed. As you can see, it's slowly filling up because the glue is so thick. But we will fill it with glue and a tiny bit of gloss varnish. It's not a really expensive varnish. It's Pigment Art Acrylic varnish gloss. It very inexpensive. I have no idea if you can get this outside of Norway, but it doesn't really matter what kind of varnish you use. I would not recommend using very expensive varnish, because the expensive varnish I use for actually varnishing my pictures. This is only for the pouring medium. It's about 120 kroner, and that's about 12 euros a bottle, and it reaches a long way because you just use a tiny bit just to get that slightly glossy effect. If you want it more glossy, you have to, of course, varnish them. So, and I have this bottle of water. I will also add water to this mixture. Sorry, again, my bad English. So I will use what's left of the space until about here to put water. And so now it can stand there all on its own. So I'm reusing everything for the sake of the environment. I think we all should think about it in our daily lives, on a daily basis. As artists, we create a lot of garbage, and we have to think responsible about it, I think. So I'm thinking that if you can reuse something, do reuse it. Even though here in Norway we have recycling, we recycle everything. We recycle plastic, we recycle food, we recycle everything. And I really am proud of our country for doing that. But still, I'm thinking if I can reuse things over and over again, I don't have to buy disposable plastic, and I don't have to give the factories even more reason to make more disposable plastic, if you see what I mean. So yeah, this is taking a really long time, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this out of the, yeah, you understand. So I will come back later when it stops running. Yeah, okay. So I'm back, and I realized that my camera was so out of focus that I need to show you the stuff I am using. As you can see, I just attached the wood glue bottle to the pouring medium so it can run by itself. The varnish I use is Pigment Acrylic Varnish Gloss. It's the cheap one. It's about 12 euros per bottle, and I just use a little bit, so it's very cheap. I don't use this one to actually varnish my paintings because I prefer to have UV protection, so my paintings can last longer. Anyways, this is the wood glue I'm using, and it's Norwegian. It's non-toxic, so that's something I require out of the wood glue. I don't actually know if it's very good as glue, but I know it's very good at pouring medium. It's actually, I think it's the best non-toxic wood glue. As you can see, it's 750 milliliters, and I used 3 bottles in this. So you can probably use any other non-toxic wood glue, but this is Nordic, so. And I'll also use water, pure water. I use spring water because we have the cleanest water in the world in Norway. So I'm thinking I don't need distilled water. So I know some places you should use distilled water because your water might be polluted or filled with minerals and stuff, and that won't be good for them. But we have very clean water. It's you can drink it right out of the sink, so yes. We'll see. I'm sorry. The weather is really strange here. We can go from 15 degrees Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius in no time, and it keeps us constantly a bit sick. So actually not sick, just yeah, I guess it's the spring flu. Anyways, let's see if this is starting to empty out. Oh, it's a little bit left. Oh yes. I do like the consistency. As you can see, it's very thick. It runs very slowly, but it doesn't matter. We are going to mix it with the pouring medium. The pouring medium, Ateliers pouring medium, is about as thick as this, and you have to use very much water to get the right consistency, to get the pouring to at all slide across the canvas as you want. And when you use that much water in the pouring medium, the glossy effects kind of dissolves, and you have this really weird kind of, yeah, I don't like it. Some do, I know. And also I think the Liquitex pouring medium, I understand very many people like it, but I don't. I think it dries very weirdly. I think it dries very thickly. Of course the colors are nice, but I don't like the feel of the canvas after I used it. So you'll see it's about this much in the bowl. This is half a liter when it's full, but this is about, I don't know, 2.5 deciliter, and I will only use about half a deciliter or 50 milliliters, I'm thinking. So like that, just a little bit to, it makes it a bit glossy without really glossy. So, and then I will fill this, because this mixture is very thick. So I don't know if this is enough water. We'll see. Actually, I've kind of, oh, you see the water is kind of on the top of, yeah, maybe we will have to have some more wood glue in this, I think. Yeah, maybe a bit more of this, just a tad. And I see we need more water. I have some more water in my desktop here. Actually, as I reuse everything, I keep my water in different kinds of bottles. This is an old floetrol bottle. So we will do like this. kind of just, where's the cap, where's the cap, there's the cap, yikes, yeah, this is kind of embarrassing, why can I not, of course, so there you go, yeah, that's nice. We just mix it like this. I like to just don't think it's really tight, but yeah. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Yeah. I'm thinking, let gravity do its work. Anyway, I think I will try to test it out to see if it's the consistency I like it. So I will use this one. So reusing plastic, this is actually something I got my milkshake in. Oh. So here we go. We will just, no, not enough water. It's too thick. And also a bit lumpy. Yeah, that won't fit. So I will use the rest of the water in here. It was about half full. And as you might remember, it was glue and pouring medium till about here. And then we fill it up to about here. And I'm thinking it's not really very far off, so I'm thinking that would be enough. Hoping. And then we will shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. And hope this will do. So, I'm seeing my whole self is shaking. Sorry about that, but yeah, it is what it is. So let's just do like this. And now it sounds like it's fine. I hope we got it. So yes, that's the consistency I want it to be. So that's how I make this pouring medium. Now I will let it kind of just get bubble free for a day or two before I use it. So that is my home mix pouring medium with pouring medium by Ateliers. I do like using the really thick pouring mediums for this pouring medium, and this pouring medium I use for my paintings that I want to be a bit glossy, like if I want to make an ocean pour or a seascape pour, I would like it to be a bit glossy, because then it will be like the ocean. Because you know, when you look into the ocean and look into the waves, you get kind of this glossy feeling about it. So this I use for those paintings and also other paintings that I want the glossy effect on. So now I will show you how to make the other type of pouring medium I use with wood glue and floetrol, and I will, and water of course. So I just skipped the boring part where I actually was gathering the things I'm going to use. So for this pouring medium, which I also use, but I mostly use it if I want a kind of matte effect, which I do like in some of my pouring paintings. Or yeah, well, if I don't want this really glossy effect or want to choose if I want it glossy or not, so then I use this. I use wood glue, about 60% wood glue, so I'll fill it up about here. And then I use about 10-15% of floetrol, and I refill my old floetrol with water. So I will, the rest of it, I will add water to it, and I will shake it, and I will test it out to see if it got the right consistency. And when I'm happy with it, I will leave it to rest for a couple of days before I use it, so the pouring medium in itself doesn't have any air bubbles. So let's get on starting with this. So I'm using an old Acrylic pouring medium bottle. Reusing, that's the key word. So in this I used this was what I experimented with when I found I didn't really like the pouring medium, the Liquitex pouring medium. But the bottle itself has been a godsend gift for me, because it's so practical with the little hole here, so I can kind of carefully, I don't remember the word, oh god, I can carefully pour the pouring medium into the paint, so I know what amount I'm using. Yeah, there you have it. My English isn't perfect, but it's what I got. And one thing, most of you to understand what I'm saying, I'm going to talk English, because talking in my mother language, no one would understand me except Norwegians, and we are not too many Norwegians in the world, and it's kind of a hard language to learn. So this time I won't even use a whole bottle for wood glue. I would use approximately about 60 deciliters, that's 60%. So it will be 1.5 deciliters left, and I will use that to make more of this pouring medium. So, oh, it's so slow running because it's so thick. Oh my god. Sorry. Hope you don't get offended. So that's about it. Don't want any more of that. I think that's about, yeah. That's about right. So I have to use this now, and I have to clean it out very fast, because if I take this cap on while the glue is sitting around here, I will never get this off. So as you can see, I haven't put the caps on the other. I will wash them first, and I will reuse them for ready mixed paints or water or other stuff I need around here. I don't only do pouring, I actually paint sometimes too. Even though I find doing pouring acrylic pouring is very relaxing, and if you kind of end up in a creative rut or have lack of creative inspiration, I find doing the pouring actually helps my creativity. So there's that. And now we will add about 10 to 15% of the floetrol. I don't really measure it because I know what consistency I want it to be, and I know basically how I want it a little bit more. So you can see it's about 25 to 30% left of space in the bottle, and I will fill water to about here, and then I will shake it. Oh, I have this song in my mind. It's like shake it like a Polaroid picture or something like that. So I might be singing it. Oh, I won't. I won't do that to you. Sorry. Oh, this is getting kind of messy. Yeah, about so to begin with. We can get more water afterwards. Is this? Yeah, I think that will be enough. So will we get this on correctly? Yeah, I hope so. And we'll shake it, shake it, shake it. And shake and shake and shake. This is much easier. The other one is really heavy. But this one is very light. So, I still have some water left to actually fill on. So let's see, how is this pouring medium? Is it, oh, it's actually completely perfect. Just how I want it. Of course, when mixing this out, I use a bit of water if needed, but I kind of use runny paints for my pouring medium, so I'm not so dependent on this to be very, very thin. I'm just I just need it to be kind of the consistency that I want the finished pouring medium pouring to be. So this is kind of perfect to me. So that was it. This is the other pouring medium I like to use, self-made. Now you know how I make it. If you want to make it like that, please do. Now you know how. I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, please subscribe, and hope to see you again.